Zack's pregame show. Tonight, it'll be the Chicago Bulls up against the Toronto Raptors. For the Raptors, this is going to be a great test of their ability to match up against any style of opponent. The front office had that in mind when this roster was constructed. We'll see how it actually plays out tonight. And in this one, a fantastic matchup in the middle. Shaq, what does the ideal center bring to a basketball team?
Well, these days, it's someone who could beat you both in the post and facing up. You protect the rim, but you also got to be able to switch out on the guards.
To me, it's great centers like Akeem and like the big fella here, Shaq.
Well, thank you, Kenny.
You know, you could build around them with confidence. When the biggest player on the court is the best player, you really got something there.
That's for sure. That'll do it. Both teams ready to tip off. Here's Kevin Harlan.
Nightfall in the Windy City with the Willis Tower and the rest of downtown Chicago lighting up the sky. Welcome and good evening. We welcome you to our Monday night broadcast of the NBA here on 2K Sports. We'll watch the Chicago Bulls in this one as they go up against the Toronto Raptors. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Here are the five for the Raptors. Z out there with Richardson. Then there's Z, and it's Marc Gasol. And it's Siakam in at the 3 spot. And for Chicago, the mayor is out there with D. And it's Michael Jordan. Then it's Little. And it's Rose in at the 1. Of course, we know these teams have great perimeter play, and they rely on it a lot.
It feels as though, Kevin, the current rules in today's game favor ball handling. They favor shooting ability. They want high-scoring games with an ability to go unimpeded to the basket. And what it translates to me, it translates to pretty, free-flowing basketball. You've seen the game evolve over the years, Kevin. What's your take on it?
I love the way that we see guys with great handles that can shoot and penetrate and up the bigs outside. I got to tell you, Doris, there's nothing about the game I don't like right now.
I'm right there with you.
Pass to Drake. Richardson outside. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
The Toronto Raptors 2 summers ago making bold moves. Think about it. You trade away a franchise cornerstone in DeMar DeRozan. You fire Dwayne Casey in his Coach of the Year season. But it paid off in a huge way.
That's good from Richardson. And the front office in Toronto, Doris, took a lot of heat for those changes you were just talking about.
Kev, their point guard Kyle Lowry wouldn't even talk to the president for much of the season. But the feeling was, from the management, in order for this team to break through, changes had to be made.
And Richardson drops them both.
Well, this guy has multiple ways to get to the free throw line, and boy, has his stroke been on the money.
Bounce pass from Rose. Here's the mayor. Nice shot from 10 feet out.
What a terrific play by just a tremendous all-around player. This guy makes it look easy.
Richardson the pass to Gasol. Jordan against Richardson. The pass to Drake. Got a piece of it. Oh, and a fast break to the Bulls. Here's Little, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. We've played just over a minute here in the first.
Yet another miss. Just 1 for 5. Not exactly an ideal start.
as he enters his mid-30s. Marc Gasol showing no signs of slowing down. If anything, I think he's a better all-around basketball player. When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
I don't think there's any question, Greg. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when an illegal screen is set.
Little can't hit. And through his first 8 seasons in the NBA, Marc Gasol made a total of 12 three-pointers. Nowadays, Greg, he'll make more than that in a month.
And you ask around, he's always been capable. A great shooting touch. It's just a different job description for big men nowadays.
Now here's Little, covered by Siakam. Right wing. And stolen by Siakam. A minute 50 left in the first quarter of the game. It's tipped. Outside Rose. Outside Jordan. And it's blocked. Out of bounds. Bulls ball. Chicago keeps possession. Some changes for Chicago. Whitey's checked in for the mayor. D comes in for Little. And Shake and Bake subbed in for Derrick Rose. Baddest ones checked in for Toronto. .132 left to play in the first. Clock at 4. Here's Jordan, and it's blocked.
I'll tell you, Siakam has the ability to intimidate offensive players. How about that one? Send it back.
Kukoc is checked in for Chicago. Lavine comes in for Michael Jordan. And Toronto will go for a different look here. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Z. Baca comes in for Pascal Siakam. He's checked in for Richardson. And it's Fred VanVleet in for D. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first.
Guys, how about the journey of the Raptors' Nick Nurse? So well traveled before taking the head job in Toronto. This guy has shown his worth. In his first season as a head coach in the NBA, it translates to a title. Absolutely incredible.
Oh, can we get a load of that one? Take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook, boys.
Perfectly done. You're right. He put it on a platter for him. So timeout called here. The first for Toronto. And Coach Nick Nurse paid some dues, Doris, before his turn as head coach of this Toronto team.
Well, think about it. Early in his career, he's a player coach in the British Basketball League. Then he goes and establishes a G League franchise in his home state of Iowa. Then to lead that team to a title in 2011, join another G League team for the Raptors and win a title in 2013. Really an incredible journey, guys.
In this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. VanVleet kicks to Cousins. And to VanVleet. To end the drought. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
It was to the chagrin of many that Cousins joined the Warriors last season, but it looked to be the right choice for him. The guy to take his time rehabbing and came back to a team in first place with no pressure.
the first one drops.
Well, you think back to DeMarcus Cousins' career. Because of his skill set on the low block, he has spent a lot of time at the foul line.
And so DeMarcus Cousins nails both of them. 50 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Outside, Kukoc. Over Ibaka. And White with the stuff.
That's what he gives you, a big-time presence on the glass.
And you know what, Greg? Once he gets his hands on it, he's not even thinking about kicking it out.
No reason to do so there. He was going to lead, no doubt.
Now here's Van Vliet. Pass to Cousins. Shoots over White. And the Raptors miss again.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
Bean passes to Shaken. And the rejection by Cousins.
DeMarcus Cousins proving you don't have to be a high flyer to block shots. That's about positioning and timing.
So at the end of one quarter of play, still a close game. Bulls lead by 2. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And Serge Ibaka talked about his skill set. Now it complements Kyle Lowry and Pascal Siakam and what he brings to the team.
My defense toughness, my experience playing with those two guys, one of the best in the game right now, and then helping those two here, and with my experience, what I learned, I think I can help the team a lot. Energy and both hands on the floor.
And really, Ibaka is a seasoned veteran now, a terrific role player known for his defense.
And Ibaka knows his role and plays it well.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And from what we've seen so far from the Bulls, what's your take?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
So on the floor for Toronto to start the second quarter. We've got Fred Van Vliet, DeMarcus Cousins out there with Ibaka. Then there's baddest one, and it's B in at the 3. Now here's Lavine. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. White is checked in for shake and bake. And Toronto also making a switch. Black Holes checked in for B. Doris, what's the best combination of inside-outside basketball you see offensively now?
Well, two guys really come to mind immediately for me. It's Joel Embiid and Anthony Davis, because both men can face up and knock down shots in a legitimate enough fashion that you've got to get out and contest those guys. But the other side of this is they can play in the post, be a legitimate back-to-the-basket force who you've got to guard with more than one guy. I mean, how exciting, Kevin, are Joel and AD to watch play?
They're thrilling. I would agree. On the wing, Lavine. White dishes to Lavine. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Well, you just watch Lavine play, and you can see the athleticism he possesses. Greg just explodes anytime he wants to.
And guys, with Lavine, the speed and first step have always been there for him. But you can see the strength he's added to his game since his rookie year whenever he goes at the rim.
They throw good, Lavine.
You see Zach Lavine in the Bulls uniform, and it's hard not to think of the trade that sent him here. He was a big part of the deal that sent Jimmy Butler out of Chicago.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. D comes in for Toni Kukoc. And it's P in for D. And then for Toronto, Z's checked in for Ibaka. And it's A-Train in for Fred VanVleet. And with Lavine and the Butler trade, there were a lot of critics at the time. But you know what, Greg? It's worked out for the Bulls.
And Kevin, the Bulls took a chance with Lavine, and he's developed into a bright young star. Took another risk giving him a big contract after the injury, but he's come back better and stronger since then.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, after 5 years as an assistant in Toronto, last season Nick Nurse moved to head coach of the Raptors, and the team responded, winning the franchise's first NBA championship. Nurse has been at this for 3 decades. He got his first head coaching position at the age of 23. He has moved all throughout basketball, both domestically and abroad, guiding 15 teams in 5 different countries. After winning it all last year, Kevin, he's finally made it to the top.
David, he sure has a long and winding journey. Thank you. The shot's good.
An assertive offensive player. White knows he has the green light to rise and fire.
1:53 left to play here in the second quarter. Passes it to A-Train. Like it's 6. Oh, and he pops it off the glass. Wow. Here's White, and he makes good on the layup. White's got the lead up to 4 now for the Bulls.
And what body control. Even when White gets bodied up, he sticks with his shot.
Here's Black Hole. White covering. Here's A-Train, and Jordan sends it down.
And one of the league's most effective shot blockers from that guard position. Jordan can do it in help defense or on the ball.
Some changes for Chicago. The mayor comes in for White, and Shake and Bake subbed in for White. And then for Toronto, Siakam is checked in for Cousins. He comes in for A-Train, and it's D in for Black Hole. .110 left in the first half of the game. Shot clock at 3. It's blocked. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way. Can't connect from short range.
And the way he was able to reach out towards that release had an impact.
Well, no question. He altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking it.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
No doubt those extra possessions can really add up against you when you do not take care of the defensive glass.
Now here's Jordan. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's D. And the first shot of the night for him, missing. Toronto trailing.
A quick, good shot here, and they can go 2 for 1.
Well, you want to make sure you maximize that first shot in this 2-for-1 situation. Don't take a bad one just to accomplish it.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
The Raptors shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. That's good from Richardson. So for the Bulls, Toni Kukoc, he's checked in for D. D comes in for P, and it's Rose in for Jordan. And the Raptors also making a change. Ibaka's checked in. And Richardson drops them both.
This is what makes him a challenge to stop. He will beat you from the floor, and he can also beat you from the line.
And stolen by Richardson. Fast break, here they come. And Ibaka slams it in.
Well, just terrific timing from the power forward Serge Ibaka. He is a sensational leaper.
And here's Rose. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Over Ibaka. Here's the mayor, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket.
Well, just it's easy to say, this guy wanted it more, creating the second chance opportunity and
It's all tied in Chicago. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Zack, a hard-fought first half. What changes have to be made to get a little separation?
They're making tough shots. We're trying to stick to our concept, so we got to come back, make plays, make shots, and, just stay solid.
Always a challenge for a young team. Thanks for your time, Zack. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. That guy right there is Shaquille O'Neal, and that guy right there is Kenny the Jet Smith. It was a closely contested first quarter for Chicago. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. They couldn't hold on to the slim lead they had at the start of the second quarter and headed into the locker room with the game all knotted up. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
Well, their reserves showed up tonight. Not just on healthy plays, but in points. And that's what you got to do coming off the bench to maximize your minutes.
Shaq, let's get your insight on Toronto.
Well, they spent a lot of time away from the basket defensively. They need to get in the paint, Ernie. Whether it's running the offense through the low post or dribble drive, pick and rolls, get into the paint.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You can't help but notice that teams are shooting earlier in the shot clock. One theory being the faster you shoot, the more possessions you get. Well, the numbers would speak to that.
No doubt, Kevin. The reality is, for announcers and for fans, that breakneck pace makes it more exciting for us. One NBA coach told me this past year that your field goal percentage in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock gives you your best opportunity to make it. And the longer that shot clock goes on, the more your field goal percentage dips. So, hey, good for us, good for the fans, good for the teams.
And that's because the defense has a chance to set it, correct?
Exactly right.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So for Chicago right now, we've got D. Rose is out there with Michael Jordan. Then there's the man, and it's Little in at the 3 spot. And it's Rose with the ball for the Chicago Bulls. Floats one. It's tipped. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Kyle Lowry is hard-nosed, as we all know, and if you ask him, it comes from his upbringing in Philadelphia. Lowry said, a Philly player is what a basketball player is. We played on concrete. You got to be mentally tough. You're not trying to be athletic. You get hit the wrong way, you run into a metal hole. Kevin, that's what made him. Philly to Villanova to Toronto to an NBA champion.
I don't know about running into the metal hole, but that sounds painful. But he's certainly as tough as he can be. David, thank you. Chicago on defense, following the basket by Marc Gasol. So for the Bulls, White, he's checked in for the Mayor. Zack Lavine comes in for Michael Jordan. And it's White in for Derrick Rose. A new group in now for the Raptors. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Z. Baddest one comes in for Pascal Siakam. A-Train, he's checked in for Richardson. And it's Fred VanVleet in for D. Now VanVleet. Pass to Cousins. Shot clock at 6. The Raptors need to get a shot off. VanVleet can't get it to go.
All right, time now to pick it up. You're 1 for 4, and you certainly don't want to give your opponent momentum.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. The Raptors have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room with the break. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. That shot is off. And the Bulls going the other way now. Lavine kicks to to White. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
And probably more of a natural scorer than passer. White has worked hard on his playmaking ability.
The Bulls have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him.
The athleticism and blinding speed White possesses is impressive. This guy plays with a lot of moxie.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Toni Kukoc, he's checked in for D, and it's D in for Little. And then for Toronto, Ibaka comes in for Marc Gasol, and B subbed in for A-Train. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Van Vliet looking around. The pass to Cousins. Here's Baddest one. Van Vliet with it. And White with the block. Pass to D. 54 seconds left here in the third quarter. White finds White. White against Cousins. White, good. White's got the lead up to 4 now for the Bulls. We'll see if they want to trade 2 for 1 here.
Got to time up that clock to do so.
Pass it to Cousins. Here's Baddest one. Now here's Van Vliet. Got a hand on it.
Well, with his vertical, Lavine sends it back. That is nice.
Changes for Chicago. The mayor, he's checked in for Kukoc. He comes in for Zack Lavine. And Shake and Bake subbed in for White. And Toronto also making a switch. Black Holes checked in for Fred Van Vliet. Here's Shake and Bake. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Launches it.
To extend their lead right at the buzzer. What a way to head to the fourth.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. It's the Bulls. They stormed through the end of the quarter on a 9-0 run. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates, Greg. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. On the court for Toronto to start the fourth. Gasol is out there with D. Then there's B, and it's Ibaka, and it's Z at the 5, roaming the paint.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. And there's the pass to the main. Fader on the way, and that one hits back iron. Raptors trail by 5. To the left wing. Fires the 3. Drops in the tray. B's got his first 3 points of the game.
Confident and composed on the 3-point shot at a critical juncture.
Here's Shake and Bake. No good that time. Some solid defense from Ibaka. To the right side. Here's B. It's blocked. possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. The Mayor passes it deep. Shake and bake. Out to White. Shoots the three. But they recover it. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Toronto calls timeout. Nice game. Great performance by the Cobra.
Boy, he's been relentless, and to this point, they haven't had an answer for him on the inside. Let's see if they make some adjustments coming out of the timeout.
So, Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. D, he's checked in for White. Little comes in for D. Jordan, he's checked in for P. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Shake and Bake. Raptors also changing it up. Marc Gasol's checked in for Ibaka. Pascal Siakam comes in for B. And it's Richardson in for Blackhole. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey guys, during the last timeout, I listened to Nick Nurse talk to his team. He said, this is where we make our move. This game's going to come down to big plays. Whichever team makes them is going to come out of here with the win. Kevin, we know what side he's on.
And here's Richardson. 13 feet away. And they'll keep possession. And stolen by Jordan. Right side Rose. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Rose has got the lead up to 8 now for Chicago.
Really good possession. They never lost their focus, even as the games got tight.
You know, a few more possessions like that one, and they can put the finishing touches on this game. They just have to have effective trips like that one.
Now here's Rose. Pass to Little. Back to Rose. Outside Jordan. Just 5 on the clock. Deep. Rebound by the Raptors.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
Drake the pass to Gasol. And finished off by Gasol.
Big moment means it's my moment. Marc Gasol close it out.
There's 38 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Rose gets to Jordan. Over to the left wing. Fires for three. Nailed from three-point land.
Well, more and more you see big men working on the outside shot, and this guy has one of the better ones in the league.
Richardson, no luck. And so it's Rose bringing it up for the Bulls. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. And so it's Chicago winning this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.